Okay, so today is Monday, November 28th, 2022. But if you're watching this, it's probably closer to January 19th, 2023. And that's because today is day one of me starting a new pedal project, the Mila Echo. This is a birthday present from my brother-in-law, Justin. And this is based on, it's based on my niece, Mila Echo. And it's gonna be an Echo pedal. So I'm starting it now. And the first step whenever I'm building a new pedal is to label all the components that are gonna be going on the circuit board so that I know what goes where. So what I'm doing now is I'm going through every part that's in the pedal and I'm labeling it based on its place on the circuit board. And once I do that, I cross it off on the list so that I know I have it. I've been doing it this way since the very first pedal I built, and it's a good thing I have because I'm not good enough to just immediately know which part is which just by looking at it or even reading it. Sometimes I read them wrong. It's a big pain to desolder, so you want to get it right the first time, so that's why I do this. I go through it once and then I go through it again and check my work and make sure that I did it right the first time, because sometimes I don't do it right the first time. I put the resistors in one pile, I put the capacitors in another pile. If I have any diodes or transistors, they go in their own pile. And then when it's time to solder them onto the board, R1, R2, R3, boom, no problem. Sometimes there's problems, but hopefully there's no problems. Ooh, stocky diodes, hello. Okay, so it's now 2 days later, or from your point of view, 59 days ago. And I have all the resistors sorted and ordered by number. And I have all the capacitors sorted and everything's ready to get soldered into the circuit board. So that's the next step. Let's start soldering. Okay, so I just finished installing all the resistors on the circuit board, and it's time to move on to the capacitors. In the top right, you can see the flux paste that I apply with a toothpick, which helps the solder flow more evenly. Okay, here's the fully populated circuit board with all the resistors, all the capacitors, even a LED in there, as well as the sockets for some chips that I'll be installing soon. Okay, so now that the circuit board is fully populated and I cleaned it and I touched up all my solder joints, the next step is to drill the enclosure. And this is my first time experimenting with a professionally printed enclosure. And I had to submit like a super complicated layered Adobe Illustrator file to this company in Thailand called Tata, who does printing. And this is my design. It came out awesome. It looks great. It's super three-dimensional. I did a gloss layer only on the symbols and the lettering, and the rest of the enclosure is this matte sky blue. So the next step is to drill it. So I'm going to drill the holes so that the knobs and everything fit through, and I'm going to try to pay special attention to make sure that the LED light is lined up perfectly with this main large flower down there. And yeah, wish me luck, because this was a lot of work to get to this finished thing, so hopefully I don't screw it up. Ow. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually using the holes that I drilled in the enclosure to hold the potentiometers in place while I solder them. I'm also installing the foot switch, which turns the effect on and off, as well as the LED light so you can tell when it's on or off. Hi, it's me again. I know it's only been a few seconds for you, but it's actually been about a week for me here in the past. What happened was my camera died while I was finishing up the pedal, and I was planning on doing kind of like a let's plug it in for the first time on camera and see if it works moment. But it's a good thing my camera died because it didn't work the first time I plugged it in. And the reason it didn't work the first time I plugged it in was because as I was cleaning up all my solder joints, I accidentally snipped the ground wire on the power jack, so it wasn't receiving power. But once I took a look inside and I noticed a little dangling wire, it was a pretty quick diagnosis. I resoldered it and it worked, and it sounds awesome. So the next step in my pedal building journey is usually I'll make a demo and show everyone what it sounds like. So without further ado, here is the Mila Echo. All right, let's play some Van Halen. So I'm here in Florida for Christmas, rollerblading currently, and I'm here with my brother-in-law, and he doesn't know that I'm building him a guitar pedal for his birthday. Hi, Justin.